Welcome back, happy listeners. It is our second spring season, no longer as SMT, but as Deep Spinach, and boy, do we have some episodes in the lineup for you. Jason, why don't you tell the folks about some of our latest developments?
Hey everyone. Well, it has been a while, and Ariel and I have been hard at work deciding the fate of Travelogue Media, SMT, and a whole slew of ideas we just could not let fall into oblivion. For all of you listeners who stuck with us through all these changes and transitions, we both want to thank you profusely. First, I want to tell you about Javi Media. I mentioned in Travelogue Media's 50/50 finale that my cohort and I have launched Javi Media. We've got some pretty cool projects going on, including our new web home, javimedia.net. This is where you can find Deep Spinach and our previous shows, SMT and Natty and Nigel at the Movies.
Jason and I have so many interests, and we absolutely tried to consolidate all of our ideas. However, SMT and Natty and Nigel at the Movies, it just wasn't enough. No. So we decided to do it all. Our new show, Deep Spinach, will take all you listeners deep into the waters of all the subjects we just can't stop talking about.
Yeah, Natty and Nigel at the Movies will continue as its own standalone podcast, along with a new show called Strange Lore. You want to check out our sound trailer coming out for that this week.
And not only that, Jason launched his new show earlier this month on the 7th, Curious Naked Diatribes. If y'all haven't checked it out already, please do so. His new show is phenomenal.
Aw, yeah. I've got a few diatribes, and I've always wanted to podcast naked. In some ways, it's picking up where 50/50 left off, but it's bringing a little bit more, I think, which is why I'm only putting out new episodes on the first and third Tuesdays instead of every week.
On top of all this, Javi Media will be offering our services to all you folks out there who have a hankering to start your own podcast. There's so much in store for Deep Spinach and the Javi Media family, and we want you to be a part of it.
That's right. And I'd like to take this opportunity to wish everyone a happy spring. This past Monday, the 20th, was the spring equinox. Can it really be true?
I don't know. I mean, I suppose so, although these days I can't remember what day it is. You know, I'm not kidding. I think I have Alzheimer's. I should probably go check it out on WebMD. But hopefully everyone is recovering from springing forward this month. And this daylight savings thing, it's a nightmare. And I think it only gets worse as you get older.
Yeah, let's just get rid of it for once and for all, for the love of God.
Speaking of all things spring, Jay never tried the equinox egg thing. I know all you out there know that on the equinoxes, whether it's spring or autumnal, you should be able to stand an egg up on end. In fact, he thought I was off my gourd. So what did I do, Jay?
Well, you know, you do what you always do, which is all the things. Yes, listeners, Ariel did drag me outside to try to stand an egg on end on Monday, and, well, needless to say, it didn't work.
It did! On the table! I did get it to stand. It stood on end.
Well, I think our audience will be demanding proof. Regardless, this experiment didn't work, and the egg is a myth. Deep Spinach debunked the egg. You can stand eggs any day of the year, or, you know, you can just do something else. Let me just quote from Rosina Portelli's article on Scholastic.com. It says, "The spring equinox occurs when the Earth is tilted parallel to its path of motion around the sun, which makes the length of the day and the night exactly the same. The idea that an egg could balance on this day comes from this thought that since the sun and the moon are equidistant from the Earth, the pull of gravity is equalized, and therefore an egg is less likely to fall over. This is simply not true," says Keller. "Even if there were such a solar influence, it would only work in one place at a time, and that place would be moving at a speed on the surface of the Earth of about 1,000 miles per hour at the equator. You would not have time to balance your egg." So, no, the egg experiment doesn't stand.
Jason?
Yes, Ariel?
I'm still going to try and stand the eggs up on both the spring and autumnal equinoxes. Every year. Every year.
Make it so. Make it so.
Thank you. And way to go deep into the spinach with the eggs. And he has a hankering to do that, to just go way deep.
Yeah, I go deep. I get deep. It's what we do. Deep Spinach.
And remember to check us out on the web, javimedia.net. Thanks, y'all. See you next time.
Stay tuned, folks, for our new series, Gray Matters, coming up next week, March 31st. it's sure to keep you looking up and asking, who's out there? And with that, dear listeners, we're going to conclude this opening episode of Deep Spinach. You can reach out to us at spinachdeep@gmail.com or use our hashtag DeepSpinach on social media. And of course, our home sweet home on the web is javimedia.net. Thanks for listening. See you next time. Javi Media.